So this is a review on the 12-inch Spider-Man 2 superposable figure from the Spider-Man 2 2004 movie. This guy is really cool. He's got a lot of detail, quite a bit of articulation. I don't have the original box because I did at one time in 2004. I had the original box because I had this figure as a young lad when the movie was released. But this is a bought again figure from eBay from last year. I think it only cost me like 17 bucks for this guy out of box, which I don't know if that's a good price honestly or not due to inflation. Anyway, he has, let's go over the rotation. Let's go over the articulation. So he has articulation at the head. It can go all the way around, side to side, up and down. Bicep rotation, very stiff on that arm, I don't want to break it. Elbow flexing, goes quite a bit up. Wrist rotation, forearm rotation. No wrist rotation, but he does have the ability to raise and lower his wrist. A kind of ball hinge at the shoulders, but it can't go up very far due to this plastic right there. And it's the exact same for the other arm, except for it's a lot easier to rotate this arm. Although I think if I were to do that enough, some of the paint would be scraped off. Same bendability. Let's go from that side, sorry. Same here, as well as here. Alright. His chest can rotate all the way around, and so can his abdomen. His waist, sorry. Thigh rotation all the way around, as well as, no, sorry, that'd technically be the hip. This is the thigh. But as you can see, when you lift up his leg, it goes at a different angle because of the hip piece being built the way it is. So it's kind of awkward. He has really good hinges, joint movement at the knee. Really good. You can even make his knee go up. And same over here. Calf rotation, no ankle pivot, but you can raise and lower his heels, so that's cool. And that's all the articulation that this Spider-Man possesses in his arsenal of awesomeness. So now we're going to be going over his level of detail. And his level of detail is very good, I think. I think it is still something that holds up to this day. If Spider-Man could stand straight, this is a figure that I bought from eBay, so he is loose, but he wasn't really played with, you know. I was impressed on how his paint is still holding up. So, what we want to do is get a close-up view on this Spider-Man, and my camera is being supported on a stack of VHS tapes, and I have to add one more. I had to add two more, but whatever. So you can see his face looks quite nice. You have some missing paint there, but you know that's going to happen over time. His eyes, a nice white color, although as we know in the movies, Sam Raimi movies, his eyes aren't white, they're silver. Very few figures get it right. All the figures from Spider-Man 1 got it right, but all the figures from Spider-Man 2 got it wrong. They're all white-eyed figures. Why they decided to do that, I have no clue. That is an extreme colors and styles may vary phenomenon. If you could not go out of focus, that'd be perfect. The webs look really nice. I really like the silver paint on them. You know, they're fading away in some areas. You know, that's going to happen. His spider emblem at the chest looks really nice and still, I mean, almost brand new looking. the reds are just this deep, rich red, and the blues are almost a black. It's really just like the movie. I cannot praise it enough on how movie accurate this figure is. And I think the crowning jewel is the back spider. It's still just, I love this design. I've always loved this spider. And it's just, I have a lot of love for it. It's really cool. And I have been lucky enough to get this spider on some t-shirts. Not in the way that I made it myself, but they actually made Spider-Man 2 movie t-shirts with this spider on them, either front or back, and I have been lucky enough to find some. And this is just such a cool spider. We have to give credit for the person that created it, and that is, according to the Spider-Man 2 movie making of documentary, making of the amazing, James Atchison came up with the design of this spider on Spider-Man, because before that, Spider-Man had a fat spider on his back in the first movie, which I also really loved, and I believe James Atchison came up with that idea too. But I mean, he did a really awesome job on this spider, so if I ever meet the guy in real life, I want to tell him that this spider is amazing. Good job. The scaly look on his blues, you know, these little individual scale pieces, as I call them, I don't really know what they're called. They look nice, but they are not prevalent on his reds. In some shots, you can see those little shapes on his reds, but you can't on any figure that I know of. The legal stuff right here. If it could focus, maybe that would be readable. There we go. Nothing on his other foot, though. Missing paint there, or just paint that wasn't filled in. You know, there's always going to be a nitpick. I'm not an extreme action figure enthusiast, though. I mean, that's just not who I am. I respect the people that are, you know, no judgmental thoughts towards them, you know, you do you. What makes you happy? But yes, that is the 12-inch Spider-Man 2 Superposable action figure from Spider-Man 2 the movie 2004. And before I go, I will get a full body shot of the figure and I'll rotate him around so that we can see all of them.